basically it's international award-winning publicist working across industries and across borders. And basically what I do is elevating and celebrating the amazing things that people around the world are doing.
Welcome, Tracy. It's so nice to have you on my show, Jagged with Just Ravi. Conversations at the edge with thought leaders from the branding, marketing, consumer world. It's an honor to have you here.
No, it's an honor to be with you. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
So Tracy, like you just said, that you elevate people who are they could be entrepreneurs, they could be creatives, executives, and you help them invest in becoming thought leaders. Yeah. So Tracy, what is a thought leader? As you would define it, and why should anyone invest in it? And then, of course, we'll get to how to effectively use media.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I didn't like the phrase thought leader. I certainly didn't invent that phrase. It's just been something floating around, and it's whatever. But I mean,
what would you like to use instead?
There's not really a better word when
Okay.
So like that I can think of, that because people know what it means now. So basically what it means essentially is, it's developing a reputation for yourself, regardless of your industry. You in media, talking about your industry, talking about issues around your industry. And I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. But just for an example, to show how we need anybody, and no matter what it is that you do, one of the most famous people in the world right now, far more famous than any Hollywood or Bollywood star, far more famous than half the top 10 musicians in the world, is a lady called Marie Kondo. If you've ever heard of her, the one who wrote about you know what I'm talking about, right? And when I mentioned her I didn't even remember her name, but I mentioned her on 2 podcasts with men, who hosted by men, big men that you would not think that would be their thing, But I hadn't even finished my sentence, and they both said, "Oh yeah, Marie Kondo." So she proving my point, like she's literally a top 10 celebrity, like Hollywood. And what does she do? Everybody who doesn't know her name, she's a closet organizer. That's her job, organizing closets for people. And she wrote a book about that because she wrote a book about not just I'm going to clean your closet, but the book was about throwing out things that don't bring you value, throwing out things that don't make you happy, cleaning out your closets, right?
Yeah.
And she wrote a book about that.
Yeah.
And then she started doing interviews about that, about cleaning out your closet again, right? Obviously, she's way more than that, because that's what makes her a thought leader, is that she saw that, and is that she realized she has more than that, and she was talking about it and talking about the things that came to her mind about that you wouldn't necessarily have thought about, right?
Yeah.
So there again,
there are shows also now, Netflix or
things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's books that have done it. Like she had her book and then all of her interviews, and now she literally, that's a perfect example, because she put things out there that nobody was thinking about. And now that's a whole industry where there's television. So that's like an exaggerated version of what thought leadership can do for her. Perfect. Another example, I have a hairstylist client in Saskatoon, Canada, which is not Toronto, it's not Vancouver, it's not BC, it's a little Saskatoon, small town Canada, not glam, right? But he's glam, and he was born in Baghdad, and he was studied in Istanbul to do hair, and he looks like a star. His Instagram, he's done an amazing job. And then he hired me to do media, to get him attention, to get him clients. And I'm like, dude, you should not be thinking about getting media in Saskatoon. That will come later. What we're going to do, because you have a beautiful presentation. We ended up getting 4 articles in 2 weeks, 4 articles about him in the States. And he had no media before. One in the Hollywood Times, one says from Baghdad to Beverly Hills. So now in 2 weeks, all of a sudden we've elevated him, making him look like, a star. And now all of a sudden he will be in Beverly Hills, because they're going to. So that's the thing. It's just, no limit, right? It's just realizing it doesn't matter if you're in Hamilton outside of Toronto, where I am, or in Mumbai, or in Saskatoon. We have now these global platforms and the ability, to raise our voices on a global level.
Tracy, there's also some skepticism around, media created personalities, like oh, this is the job of a great a publicist, I think, So is the person that great? These kind of questions come. So I know you've talked about building an authentic personal brand and building yourself first, your work first, and then, a brand. But could you just dispel these myths here?
Yeah, don't ever look at somebody as an elevated. Nobody should be a hero. You shouldn't think of somebody on a platform like, oh wow, I could never get to that point. So in that sense, no, they're definitely not as good as what you're thinking. They're literally just humans like you and me, right? But in the other sense, yeah, their work that we highlighted is good. Just like when I meet it, a perfect example of that is I call everybody, people call me power woman all the time. And so I started unwrapping that. Well, what is a power woman? Well, we all are power women, So one we all are. So it is funny because I have women across industries who have hugely super impressive resumes, but 5 to 6 different times women have said to me, different women, it is so weird, the exact same words. They've given me all of their media, not media, so they've given me all their bio stuff or whatever else they've done for me to write up a one pager. So then I'm writing a magazine style one pager. So when they read it, even though it's only information they've given me, nothing I've made up, because I don't do that, nothing I've gone from other places and gathered, just what they've given me, I wrote something. Do you know how many times women have said to me, oh my God, you made me sound so good. And I'm like, do you not? And you know what? But I did, it was literally the information they gave me. So they think I'm making them look good. Or the celebrity might think I'm making them look good, creating it. But I'm not. I'm just putting the frame and shining the light on what they're already doing.
That if you had to share some media strategies for becoming a thought leader, to understand that there is a strategy there and you can use media effectively, you can leverage it.
Yeah. Before you even think about reaching out to any media, whether it's a podcaster or whether it's your local newspaper, make sure you fully understand what the kind of, what information they are looking for to give to their audience and what their audience is and what is of value. So you need to understand editorial, getting you into the, past the editor. You have to be a source, giving something of value to their audience. So you got to understand their demographic and how they work and all that. And then advertorial is what we're all used to as entrepreneurs, right? My product's great, look over here. But if you use advertorial language, that will, the editor of the newsroom will be quite happy to send you to the ad department,
it's selling.
Where you can pay for an ad. So you need to, just the same way when you approach a podcast, right? Even if I had the most amazing, singer in the world, which I do, it wouldn't be appropriate to pitch the singer to your show. That's nothing to do with what your audience is or what your message is, or that you could do. So yeah, one of them is, okay, you need to get to know Help a Reporter Out, Arrow. Help a Reporter Out, Arrow, yeah.
Help a Reporter Out, yeah, okay.
.net. Yeah. And if you go and look at that, and then that's American, and about 30% of the stuff is American centric, but about 70% of it we can all use anywhere in the world and we can respond to. Another one is Australian, is Source Bottle. And it's similar, journalists looking for sources where they're looking for, under deadline for particular topics or experts under particular topics. Source Bottle is maybe 30% that we can use, and the rest is Australian specific. But
Tracy, is there anything like that for India? India specific?
Well, no, the whole world uses Help Reporter Out. Use Help Reporter Out. We use it everywhere. It's only about 30% of things are specific. Like when you read the request, some of them will say US only. So I don't answer those because I'm in Canada, right? Yeah. But no, 70% of them are not specific to, it's an American site. Yeah. But the reporters are looking for, unless they say on it, American, looking for quotes from real estate agents in America or doctors in America or something where it's specific, for their article. No, I use that all. I've been quoted in that all the time from Canada. I've got clients in Australia quoted in that.
So you find then a person, an entrepreneur finds that area where they want to have a voice, where they want to participate, which conversation they want to participate in, and they start building a relationship with reporters. So that's one strategy to build credibility in media.
Yeah, and the other strategy is, say, if you have a knowledge about something, this is what's called a topical press release. Okay, so if something's going on, for example, COVID is a perfect example when it first started, or Black Lives Matter, or something where it's going to be an extended conversation, it's not a one-hit news story, right? Yeah. So they're going to be talking about it again. And Black Lives Matter might be a bad example because I don't want to preach jumping on something and using something that you're not familiar with, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't want to, but say you were like, but you did have a valid thing. Like, for example, like I had a diabetes client. And when Black Lives Matter happened that week, right? I was like, down on all media. We're not going to be sending out any press releases that aren't about COVID or Black Lives Matter because the media just has no ears for it right now. Right now, this day, it's that. So either don't send anything out that day, or if you are, and if you actually have something of value to add to the conversation, then you could do it. So you could, in her case, I was saying, well, you actually do have something of value to add. You're a diabetes expert, and diabetes hits the Black population much higher than it does the white population. So you could actually write out a press release, about that, and then addressing what are some of those reasons that's the case, and explaining that. So that would be a valid addition to the conversation from your perspective. Or even Medium. A lot of people think Medium is like the Huffington Post, and it is in one way. If you write up an article, and it could go viral, and then they put it on their front page and get 1 million views. But the key with Medium is it looks like Huffington Post, but anybody can make an article on it just the way you make a Facebook page. You put up a nice picture, you write an article. So if you don't have any other media and you're not sure how to get it, start developing your thought leadership by just writing Medium articles, putting your thoughts out there, talking about what you do in your industry, and then think about writing a book. People think, oh, that's crazy hard. Not anymore. It's not. Now it's no harder than writing an essay or 2 essays or 10 essays that you put together, self-publish, print on demand, and that thing again. That's like your calling card of what what you're talking about. So there's a whole bunch of different opportunities and different ways to do it, but the key is to get yourself out there, and first to have the confidence. Like I always say, to build up yourself and understand yourself as a leader and an expert worthy of being at those international tables. And once you truly believe that, then just don't have any fear and find every opportunity. At 3 a.m, I'm researching on a global level. I'm looking for my clients, for myself, whatever. I'm thinking, gee, what can I'm Googling things like awards, international, women, submit, speaking engagements, submit, suggest guests. Think about these things, Google these things, find these combinations, and you will discover things that you qualify for that you don't have any idea. I had no idea. I bet you didn't either. No woman that I've talked to knew this. And I talk to power women every day. L'Oreal, that makeup brand or whatever they are. Yeah, they have some power woman award, that they give out every single year to it's available to women across the globe, across industries. Of course, none of us have ever heard of it except for 10 elite women. And then they you get it, they fly you to France, you win this. But we don't know about it. So we're not in the mix. So we'll never be considered, no matter how awesome our work is, until we start thinking, no, I need to be considered. And then we get someone to nominate us, or somebody does nominate us, and then we nominate each other. So that's the way you have to get in the mix. You have to think of yourself as beyond your street, and have that confidence to realize that you're not stuck in Mumbai. I'm not stuck in Hamilton. As awesome as our work here might be or there, we have the globe at our fingertips.
Awesome. So Tracy, can we know about your upcoming book now, Get Repped? Who is it for? What is it about?
So it's basically, it's funny because the publishing company asked me to write it. So I was literally asked to write the book. And it's because I had helped them make some of their previous books business bestsellers. If you think about it, there's not one, company, not one major corporation in the world that doesn't have a communications or PR department. And yet most entrepreneurs aren't even thinking about that. So right there, they're not on an equal footing, and they're hugely missing out, especially when they're paying all this money for marketing and they're never even considering the media component. And I do work internationally. Here's the advertorial part. If you could hire a publicist like me for the same amount of money that you spend on a big ad campaign, or even a 1 month ad somewhere, pay me the same amount of money, and I'm getting you interviewed in this, and the credibility and the third party credibility is way more than what buying an ad.
Awesome. So we're looking forward to the book, Tracy.
My rapid fire. I love it.
Okay, your most often used phrase.
Phrase?
phrase like,
we didn't get this far to only get this far.
oh, lovely. Your husband's Dave's pet peeve.
Me watching true crime shows.
A preferred food cuisine.
Favorite food cuisine, Middle Eastern.
One thing no one knows
Actually,
about
and
you.
Indian.
Ah!
It used to be Middle Eastern, and then my daughter introduced me to Indian food like 2 years ago. So I don't even know what, like, I don't know what to order, but I love it all.
Yay!
Potato things. Yeah.
Superb. One thing no one knows about you. Yeah.
Way too public. That's a hard one. I think I get shot.
Your favorite superhero or Avenger?
Wonder Woman.
Yay! Okay. Mom's best advice.
Never, never give up.
A book you'd like to gift to all your friends.
The 30% Solution by Lou Bayer, about how kindness matters.
Okay. Your superpowers. Tracy's superpowers.
Bravery.
Beatles. What would you say when I say Beatles?
Beatles?
Yeah?
John Lennon is the single greatest influence of my life, my hero.
A power woman from India.
You.
Yeah! What keeps you awake at night?
Well, I got a new grandbaby coming, so just worrying that everything's gonna go okay for my daughter and everything.
Okay. What's next?
I don't know. Every single day, I never know what's coming on my desk next, but I know it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Wow, you did so well, Tracy.
Thank you. So everybody should be listening to this. Is great international business value and information from across industries. So please, Jagged with Giuseppe offers us all kinds of amazing information that's super important to people across industries and across borders. So please like and share and subscribe.